What would you do if monsters invaded our city?
In Victoria, we're all waiting for the big one, and I kind of imagine what if the big one was a giant monster who brought all his friends. Not really an earthquake, but something far fiercer.
Then we would need some new superheroes of our own to protect our beautiful city.
Well, I have two daughters, Enid Jupiter, who's 5, and Lyra Gotham, who's 2. And they have superhero names, so I figured they should be superheroes.
And so, the Monster Sisters were born. With fantastic leadership skills, genius intellect, a pocket full of sand, and a perpetual action frown, these sisters will save us all from the monsters. Gareth Godin is the comic creator of many local favorites, such as Magic Teeth and Pierogi Cat. Now he has created Monster Sisters, a comic inspired by his own daughters. Because when he asked his 5-year-old Enid Jupiter what she would do if monsters invaded the city, she said
that she would plant city seeds in a volcano, and then underneath the monsters, a city would grow up and destroy them. I'm like, brilliant. Monsters destroying your city, plant city seeds.
The comics are set in Victoria and are centered around local architecture.
I do like the idea that people could be interested enough to go to the spots that I've documented, like at the corner of Fort and Oak Bay Avenue is that wall. When I was a kid, there was this giant wall and we'd search around in the rocks for this face. It was obvious that the Masons made this face on purpose, but for what reason, we have no idea. So I've written it into the story.
If you look for it, this city is filled with monsters.
When they put those spines of the railings, I was so disappointed until I realized, oh, they're just spines of the monster.
The best part about the Monster Sisters is that it's sprinkled with local historical information. Like, did you know that these structures have been here since the 1950s? I didn't.
And nobody's been documenting it in a way that's, cartoony.
And the historical side of these comics are helping to give them more exposure.
There's some schools in Victoria buying class sets of it, which is really great. So finally my cartoons are being seen by people that I didn't show it to.
According to the comic books, this is where the Monster Sisters' secret lair is. But just like in the comic books, it's flooded.
It flooded out. Their secret lair did flood, but you can still get in.
So he says. But someone forgot their gumboots and couldn't get in.
Everything is flooded.
Gareth has been creating comics since he picked up his first book at the age of 5.
And my first comic strip was called Cosmic Kitty. Was it Cosmic Kitty? Yeah, it was interesting. It was cats even back then. So 35 years ago, I started drawing cartoons. And then in the mid-'80s, the Oak Bay Library had a photocopy machine, so I'd draw my comics and then go there and photocopy them. I just love drawing, and I love finding new things to draw about.
There are currently 2 editions of Monster Sisters released, but Gareth anticipates a nice round series of 12, although he does realize that he'll need to wrap up the series before his girls hit their teens.
Because, nothing more embarrassing than a cartoonist dad, I guess, if they're writing about you.
I, for one, am thankful that Lyra Gotham and Enid Jupiter are here to save us from the monsters. From Victoria, I'm Meg Cuthbert.